Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Midweek Deals. I never know what to call it, Midweek Deals, Wednesday Night Live, whatever. Welcome to the Craft Cave here in Sheffield. I will say a few hellos because I'm trying to be polite, trying to be nice. I'm just going to check that YouTube's working. Remember, guys, if you are working... Oh, there's lots of you watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, remember, we can't see comments, because I've got enough screens to deal with and hoping everything works out okay, says touch wood. So if you do want to join the conversation, you want to ask a question, you want to join the chat, then you need to open Facebook as well and have a chat on there, as that's where I can see the comments and try and join in. If you have got a question tonight, something you want to ask, then simply click, put the word question or the Q, or the letter Q in your comment, and that way hopefully I can spot it and answer your question. So what have we got? Oh, that's very nice. Shahab says he's loving the polka dots. Yeah, I can't. I do like them. If you notice, nearly all of my... Oh dear, honestly, I'm a bit chest heavy in this. I do love blue, and I love spots and stripes and check, and that's everything me. We've got someone joining us from the USA. Beverly Brandolini Brannigan. Nice name. Is that Italian Irish heritage there? Brandolini sounds very Italian and Brannigan's very Irish. Good evening, our lovely Erica, our lovely Emma. I'm forgetting the names there. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Samantha Hughes, watching while packing her case for Sunday. Ooh, where are we going? Where are we going, Samantha? Where are you taking me on holiday? Where are you going to take Sam and I? No, not really. So welcome to Midweek Deals. What are Midweek Deals? Midweek Deals, we've been spending the last few weeks clearing the Crafts 2 warehouse of some absolutely beautiful products that obviously we need to sort of clear. To make space for new stuff. We've got so much going. That reminds me, I need to email them and say, when's the new stuff coming? We've got so much coming in. Amanda's got a question. Have you still got 2 more Christmas dies to release? Or have I missed it? No, there are 2 more Christmas dies that are releasing on Sunday. This is the final of what we're actually now calling Christmas Chapter 1. There may be a Christmas Chapter 2 coming later at the end of September or into October, because there's quite a few exciting things happening and changes coming to when and where we're doing shows and things like that. So we have, we might have added some extra Christmas on, but tune in on Sunday. So Midweek Deals is our chance to give you some amazing bargains at ridiculously silly prices. A lot of these are actually, you're buying them cheaper than the trade was. Samantha's going to Thirsk. She's got an interview with the Yorkshire Vet. Yay, well done. Zena's here. Yay, hello Zena. It feels like autumn here in Norfolk. It is lovely and cool here. It's 16 degrees, it says, and it feels more like about 11. It's lovely. I'm an autumn child. I absolutely love autumn. So, what we've got tonight, the first bundle, is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you on the overhead because it's quite large. But basically, so be careful you don't see my polka dot tummy in there. You're getting 2 die sets in this. Now, this die set actually has more in it, because I've got the packaging on there. You've got this absolutely gorgeous wreath. I'm just going to show you the bit I've prepped to demo. Look how beautifully that cuts. That's 1 piece cut. You also get little bits to add more flowers in or build up or build on, which is just stunning. And then these, I think, are 2 of the nicest butterflies and dragonflies that I have genuinely ever seen. I know I absolutely loved the butterflies that we came up with from Memory Box, but that is so gorgeously intricate. It is stunning. So both of these die sets, all designed, it is Precious Mareike. I knew it was because she's such a beautiful designer. Find It Media from the Netherlands. This is a limited time offer and it's only £9.99. I mean, originally, that one must have been even at the cheapest, because it's over 5 inches, 12.99, if not 14.99. Good evening, Craftaholic. I just saw that pop up, sorry. But the butterflies would have been at least £10, at least £9.99. But you're getting both of them for just £9.99. This is a crazy price. And remember, all of these are while stocks last. We won't get any more in. I know over the last few weeks, people have really missed out by not getting in quick enough. This is not a case of, oh, ring penny tomorrow. To see what's left and how much stock is left and can I get hold of them. There are no more coming in, but I've got to show you. Let's go forward with these. Some of the samples. This I'm going to demo because I thought everyone would want to see this. Can you imagine that with lights in? And that is so easy. It's a really favourite technique of mine to do that I've done with this style of die before, but never anything so large. It is so quick. And then this one where I've tied it in with one of the other bundles. I think this is just glorious. But look, putting a colour behind it, how beautiful that wreath is, and it matches. Everything on tonight's show is from the same collection. So it's all from Precious Mareki, and it's all from this Spring Delight collection. So we've not pieced it together. We're giving you literally the full collection virtually. And I think everything on the show, there's 2 bundles and 2 individuals, are like less than, I think it's less than 25 quid. It's certainly less than £30. But yeah, you'll get the birds, everything gorgeous. But look at the dragonfly. Just how gorgeous is that dragon? And at the background there, I've used it as a stencil. Getting things in the right place. I've got so used to the corner camera. Using the waist as a stencil. But that is just gorgeous. The butterfly though, look. How delicate and intricate. That is definitely one of our, that's definitely a Leslie. That's definitely, our Leslie will definitely want that one. So that is our first bundle tonight, and it is just 6:06. That is the time. That's where my brain's going. That is the time. So this is just £9.99 for both. And remember, if you add a few up, over £20, it's free P&P. I say that because we had someone go a little bit mistake. Anne Mountjoy says, love how you can use die cuts for stencils. So do I, Anne. And they've got to be of a certain design, because sometimes you cut the die cut out and the bit it leaves behind is ugly, even though the die cut's beautiful. So our second bundle tonight, again, is a glorious bundle. And this is ridiculous. This is £7. That's what is so good. It is just £7. And for that, you're going to get this beautiful, again, all from Spring Delight. So they all match together so well. So you can see here how I've used, with that beautiful wreath, how I've used that top and bottom border. Just works so well. I've got that upside down, you know, I love that. I want to add some flowers on. In fact, I've got some of my favourite, the dogwood. But you can see when you start to add how it really makes it sing. So you're going to get that border, and you're also going to get the corner, and the corner's really clever. So I'm going to show you a sample with this, because the corner has, let's go forward again. So the corner has this beautiful corner, which you can see there, but then it has these separate flowers. I can't get it right. There we go. Separate flowers included when you cut it. So although it's one die, it's actually 3 die cuts that come out. Just, you know, simply stunning. With all the grapes in there and all the flowers. Really lovely. And the border, just to show you another one with that, and I have mixed this in with the dogwood because I couldn't stop it. I can't help myself sometimes. Look at that. And it cuts as one piece and it leaves it in place, but I will demonstrate that one as well. So that is our second bundle tonight, and that one is just £7, which is more. I mean, you know, you'd expect to pay that or more than that just for that border. They are absolutely glorious dies. Then we've got 2 individuals as well. So let's move on to the individuals. First of all, this was a must-have for me. This is what I just had to have this one. This is the Spring Delight, and this is actually called It's called Blossom, I think, Spring Blossom. But you've got the beautiful birds. But look how sweet the birds are. And they both emboss and you can colour through. So they will foil absolutely gorgeously. But you get the branch. You also get the little leaves. So again, I'll show you. Oh, where are they? Oh, there they are. So this is the one I did first. Love that. How sweet is that? Everything in that is included in this one die set at just £4, which is crazy. Oh, brilliant. Where have we got that one? And Mountjoy got her hippo stamp and die and stamps the other day. Good, today. So, oh, Hazel, thank you. She's got her order in for these. I thought you might quite like these, Hazel. But that is so sweet. And all I've done is colour through the die. Again, get it in the right place, John. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. But then this one, love this. Just using, this is a random background that I grabbed out of my drawer. I cut 3 squares in with a mix of our stitched dot and our plain squares. And I just added a little bit in of the birds on the shadow. And I just thought it just wants a little black simple sentiment across the bottom. That's all that needs. So that one at just £4 is crazy. And then there's this one, which is really clever. And I thought they were really quite clever when they did this one, when Precious designed this one. Because this one, let's go down. Sorry, get it in the right place. Remember the cameras. I do miss not having Sammy to direct me. This is a big jug for your flowers, for your stamps, for everything. But you get a back and a front and all the little elements to put in there. I really want to use this with the stockings and with something I've got coming a little bit later for Christmas. So I am going to be holding on to this. So keep an eye out for this one. It's just £5.50. It's crazy. But keep an eye out for this one, because this one I'm used in some of the samples that I'm doing for later in the year. Because I'm not going to do something other people have done, and this works so well. But look, it gives you an absolutely perfect jar. But what I've done is I've not fully attached it so you can see, look. So I've actually got a glass jar. I've just put blue behind it, but again, if you ink it, you can really make it look. Oh, Jan Flat's got her order in. Thank you, Jan. I'm glad people are catching on with these, because these midweek deals won't be carrying on much longer. So this Wednesday night midweek deals, we won't be doing these for much. We are nearly out. So, you know, I'm not saying anyone shouldn't sit on the hands. We should at times, but they're not going to continue. I think it's only, as I remember, I think there's one more week. I think there's just one more week planned so far, but we'll have to see. Catch it watching Craft Cave later. I might tell you a little bit more if I'm allowed to. If someone doesn't shout at me. But these would be great for the wildflowers you've pressed in the microwave press. That is a brilliant idea, Anne Mountjoy. In fact, I've got some here that Love Heart, that I call her, made for me. That in the flower press. I might actually, I've been wondering what to do with them. They are absolutely glorious. So I might use some of those. Thank you, Love Heart. Her real name's Joan, but I call her Love Heart because she wore a t-shirt with a big Love Heart on it. Debbie Moore. Hi, John. Am I going crazy, or did you say there are 2 more dies to complete the Christmas collection? Debbie, there are 2 more dies to complete the Christmas collection. They are coming out on Sunday. So that is the small stockings. So you may have seen a few cards of it because we did it as an exclusive to the Zoom class. So anyone who got it on the Zoom class has got it. But it wasn't exclusive to them. So we gave them 4 weeks exclusive use of it. So that and a brand new foliage die come out on Sunday night at 6 o'clock here on The Art of Craft. And that is the last of what was going to be the full Christmas collection, but we're now calling Chapter 1 of Christmas, because it all sold out far too quickly. We want people to do that. Craft Cave is every Wednesday. Sarah Jane Kennedy, we're not changing Craft Cave. No, no, no. Been doing it for 7 years, not going to change it now. If anyone's wondering, Craft Cave is where we just do demonstrations live here in the Craft Cave every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on the John Next Door official page. It's not here on the Art of Craft, it's on the official page. But what I really think I need to do now is to do a demo. And I think that's the really the polite thing to do, because that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to use that first bundle. And this looks so complicated, I think, and so difficult to do. And what I might do is I'm going to actually put some lights in this, because if anyone has been waiting and didn't click on the notify me, the lights are back. Now, where did I put them? Because, oh, okay. So I've been able to get one of mine back out. The lights are back. So if anyone missed out on the lights and you need some more, the three pack of lights, is it a 3-pack? I can't remember if it's a 3-pack or a 2-pack. Oh, Nicola can probably tell me. She knows all of this sort of thing. Let me have a look. Let's see if I can find it. And did I delete it? No, I didn't. So it's a 2-pack. It is a 2-pack, isn't it? Yeah. Just looking now. So the lights were back in stock. And they have now sold out again. Just looking on there. But they will come back. Jane's trying to get some more for you. So this is such an easy card to make. And look at your dies. There's so many things, so many times you can use this one. Like the wrapper, 2-pack. Yay! No, I'm never going to be a rapper. So all I'm going to do is, I've already cut it in black. Now I've got here a square of, again, coconut white card. You know me and coconut white card. And what you'll notice is about the die, every flower is a different size. There are lots of different flowers and they're all different sizes. So I'm going to put that in the middle, but I'm putting the biggest flower here in this top left-hand corner, just because it will work really, really well. And I'm just going to tape it down and run that through and cut it. And what I actually want from this is the waist. So there's a lot of people who know who 2-pack is. I couldn't tell you any of his music, but I'm aware of his existence. So I've already cut it in black. Yeah, and look, I mean, there's a few bits missing out of that. But look how gorgeous it is just cut. I mean, this to me is wedding and engagement invitations. You could do it in different colours or the colours. Just put that in. You can cut a circle out. I'd only just thought of that, actually. That would look really nice. Should we have a go at that? We might try. We'll have a go at that. We'll have a go. But it would just work so well. So I want the waist. I want the centre. I'm going to keep the white for another project, and all I'm doing is hitting it on the side to actually get it clean of all its bits and get it out. But again, just in white. It's such a beautiful die, this one. And Mountjoy, the only rapping I do is for presents. I'm with you on that one. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. So if I ever sing, Sam shouts at me and tells me not to and to stop. So what I'm going to do for speed is to spray mount this, or glue it, should I say, not spray mount. Just don't get spray mount. So I'm just going to turn that over, turn that one over, and turn that one over. And I want to glue these on the back. Yeah. So a little bit of that, and then all I need is a little bit of acetate. Now I'm using just my normal acetate for this. So I'm just using my normal sort of Kaleido acetate for this. And what you want to do first is to put your piece on, your waist piece. So I'm just putting the waist piece on first. Then I'm going to take the wreath. And this is the easiest. Hello, monkey. What? Oh, have I not brought the tumble drying in?
No.
I'm in trouble today. I said I'd make sausage rolls and I didn't. And I haven't brought the tumble drying in. That's had a full extra run. It had a full extra run last night. Oh. Ah. Okay, I'll have to do that in the morning. You think that's what's the matter with it?
No, because I've got clothes that I need to wear tomorrow.
Oh, right, okay. I've got to dismantle some of the craft cave now, as we've just found out. But you can see there, I mean, that to me would be the start of one card. So I'm just going to trim out the acetate, just like that. Trim out the acetate there. And you could, and I will show you this. So this is an alternative to what I was actually doing. So if I just take a scrap piece of card, I'm going to grab a sentiment, and I'm going to grab like a poemy sentiment. So let's grab this one. Let's grab our precision press, as it's the easiest thing to use. So I've just picked up a sentiment, a sentiment. I'm going to take black ink because obviously I've cut this in black. So I'm just going to ink that. And then very simply stamp that in the middle of a piece of card. So I've got hope today is full of surprises and all your dreams come true. But look what happens. Actually, I really like that as well. I've got one of the little birds. So I've got one. Let's come down a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So I've got one of the little birds. So I'm just going to glue him on. That little bird is feisty. He wants to be on the card. Yeah, he is. They're really pretty, rounded, like cartoony birds. They're so pretty. So I'm going to pop him in, and then all I would do is frame that and foam mount it. And I think it just makes a really beautiful, different card. But it's not what I was planning to do originally. I could obviously take the white one and just... Oh, I quite like that, actually. We might do something with that in a minute. Let's put that to one side so I try and remember. And what I'm going to do now is go to do what I was doing originally. So I'm going to take a piece of white that, again, came out from the middle. It's easy enough to do because you just find, because it's not a repeating pattern, and all I'm doing is dropping that centre back in. Yeah, birds are cute, couldn't resist those, and the wreath. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The wreath is just gorgeous. So I'm going to go with, well, I'll tell you what, let's use the same sentiment. Let's go with the same sentiment so we can see a little bit of difference. I was going to put a simple line on. This is why I love the precision press, because I can get it straight, I can get it in the middle, I can get it right and just stamp it down. I don't need to get my platform out. I actually prefer that. And I think we could probably do with a couple of the little birds on here. So let's take a couple of those and cut those in the black card. Oh, who's Terry says, oh, hi, Uncle Terry, I hope you're well. It's Auntie Nina and Uncle Terry. I've known Nina and Terry for years. No, we haven't shrunk anything. It just seems like, oh, Veronica's in from Grimsby. We're all safe. So, I think, yeah, no, it's just not dried, and I put it back on last night, so there's obviously something wrong. So, here we go. So, I've got my little birds. Oh, I actually like that. So now for adding the colour. And this is really easy. Question, have you worked out what was wrong with the software for the cameras? No, Sarah Jane, I haven't. We've updated everything. I've bought a new phone for above here, for the overhead. We just don't know. We're just keeping our fingers crossed. Everything's been updated that it works. So now I'm going to use alcohol pens. Any alcohol pens that you've got, any that you like. And this is the only time I ever use a chisel tip. And I'm just going to colour the flowers. So there's one that's a daffodil. So that's definitely getting a yellow. And they've done all the spacing out. And this is so much easier. You could paper piece this die, but I've got to say life's too short to try and paper piece this. I mean, our Leslie loves paper piecing, but I don't think even she would do that. But see how easy it is to colour on the back, but how instantly we get colour. Let's put it on the card blank. There we go, look. So you can pick the colours for the occasion you want to match it to. Have you cleaned the filter? We have. We clean it out every time we use it. It's at the front. So then I'm going to take this soft pink and I'm going to colour in the bigger flowers. And you don't have to be careful, honestly. This is the back, remember. So I'm just colouring all of those. So doing the bigger flowers, and there's 4 of those, so let's get those coloured. Then I'm going to do the next size with lilac. You can again choose whichever colours you like for this. And I wanted them to kind of match a little bit. There we go. And then the smaller flowers I'm going to do in a brighter pink, a far more intense pink. So again, just going round and colouring those in. And then there's actually some grapes in here. So I'm going to do that with a purple, just like that. So nice and simple. And there's quite a clever little trick we can do, because what I'm going to do now, I can see where I've missed a bit. Terrible, aren't I? So I'll show you so far. Nicola, I love how the subjects change on here in conversation. Well, it's real life, isn't it? Look how glorious those colours are. Doesn't it look like you spent hours, honestly, colouring it? So I'm just going to turn it over because there's some little dots in here and I'm going to use yellow for those. But also, this is something that's quite clever on acetate of alcohol pens. So just colour all of those in. What I want to do is the centres of the flowers, I want them yellow. But if I run yellow over the top, it'll take away the pink and just leave me the yellow. So I'm just doing it on the 4 biggest flowers. But again, when I pop that onto there, look. How sort of like bright does that look? How clever do you look as if you've done your colouring? Yeah. Just works. So if you foam mount this, you lose colour intensity. And you could I would put lights in, but flat on the card works so much better. Now, I'm not going to use, because this is acetate, if I use wet glue, it's going to take hours to dry. So this is where the only times I will use tape, but I will only use power tape. Don't use your finger lift tape. It's not going to be strong enough to glue your acetate, and it is just going to fall off. So I'm just going around the outside with the power tape. Around all 4 sides. And this is one of the only times you see me make a card where I don't actually use 3D foam tape. But that will take away some of the colour intensity, and we want that colour intensity. So I'm just going to prick those bits out, nice and simple. Just like that. There we go, into the bin. Check our card. Check it's a top folding. And then I'm just going to pop that on. But the fact that this die comes with that beautiful butterfly, and I'm going to show you how we can do the same technique with that. But look at the colours there. Let me just go forward. Look at the colours we're getting. It's almost like cartoony. But everyone would think you're really, really clever with your colouring doing this. And of course you're not. We've made almost a mess on the back. So I'm going to grab my syringe, just pull the plug out. And I'm going to add my birds in, just the only 3D element that I'm putting on here. So I'm just going to add the birds on. Just like that. So we've got a really nice, pretty 3D. And of course, if we wanted to, make sure when you use the syringe, let a little bit extra come out, because that's how we plug it, because none of those caps ever work. That's why we didn't bother putting any in. But we end up with a really beautiful, pretty card made virtually from scratch in no time at all. But you get that gorgeous colour. And just to show you, I changed the colour. That one I did a green. And again, look how pretty that is. I think I actually prefer it in the black. It's more graphic, I think. Let me know, green or black, what do you prefer? So that's how to do that technique. You can, of course, do exactly the same with that beautiful, intricate butterfly. I've just got here a little square of card, and I'm going to do the same idea. I'm just going to put my butterfly on at an angle. And make sure I actually show you so that you can see rather than just looking at my face. So I'm just going to tape that down. Oh, that's a nice Samantha Hughes beautiful Mother's Day card. It would make a really gorgeous Mother's Day card, wouldn't it? So I'm just cutting that. I'm going to take the spare acetate I've got out of my magic spare acetate drawer. I've obviously got some marks on my plate, which is not good. I have bought myself a new metal plate to go in here, so let's just... Remember, your glue eraser, we don't need to use it that much because for taking marks off the tape off, but it's perfect for taking marks off your plate off. So, same idea again. This is what I mean about... This is why this bundle is such good value. So I'm going to take those, pop them into my spray box. Remember and find where I've put my spray glue this time. John can't find it. Where is it? If anyone can see my spray glue... Oh, it's right over there, right in the wrong place. Just for speed, you can use glue glaze for this as well. I wouldn't use PVA glue, but you can use glue glaze for this. So let's just pop our butterfly on. Again, trim it out. What's that? I had to use silicone in my bathroom and did the same and just pulled the plug out and it worked great. It's far better than messing about with putting silly little caps on and things. And ours doesn't dry through. It only dries to a little plug. It doesn't dry all the way down like the other one used to. So it is so much easier to do that with, because we don't go for the same as everyone else. We work out, we get it done to what we want it to be. None of the craft artist products are copies per se of anybody else's. It's just, oh, I like the idea of that, but I don't like that bit and I don't like that bit. We change them. We have them changed to work how we want to. So same idea. So I'm going to go lilac down the centre. I'm doing all my stripes. Yeah. I'm going to go lilac. I'm going to go purple. I'm going to go bright pink. If you notice, it creeps away a little bit, the colour. So where they join, it sort of creeps away. And then I'm going to go the lightest pink on the end. There we go. Just like that. So we've made a mess. On the back, we've made a real mess. But as soon as we put that onto a piece of white, look. So let's show you forward. Look at those colours. And of course you get a sheen like you get from a normal butterfly. But you could really play with this. I mean, that is just a beautiful thing. That's very kind. Samantha's just said that's why the craft artists, or that's why your products are the best for the best job and the best value. A rainbow would be great. Yeah, you could do a rainbow. You could do whatever you want. I mean, when I don't put white behind it, look. You could actually hold that in the window. You could put another one on the other side and actually have it as a sort of window thing. You can almost see the colour. But when you put the white there, you get that intensity of colour. I think it's just a great technique and really worth it if you get this bundle. So I did say I would show you, and let's find the right one. So I've used the birds as well in that one, and I just used the two little birds to add in. So again, you can throw that into your bundle for just £4. But I did say I wanted to show you the jar and those beautiful leaves and show you again how we're working with acetate, but we can just make a really nice jug. So I'm going to take the jugs, and these are, I mean, at £5.50, that is crazy price. So I want to take, and I want to cut basically both pieces initially in white. But this is my little trick. What I want to do, and I'm using Kaleido acetate, which cuts beautifully. That's a nice idea. Lights behind the butterfly would make it even more beautiful. Fabulous idea, Carol. I like that. Yeah, you could actually put the 3 lights in. So you press the button and get a light in the middle and then a light on each wing. That would look gorgeous. So I've got a piece of acetate here. Here's me going again, and I'm not showing you the overhead. Sorry, guys. So I'm just going to put that down. So I'm putting the acetate onto the card. Then I'm putting my die that cuts the outline of the jar on top of that, because it's easier to cut acetate through into something. And I'm putting the back of my jar onto just the card, and then I'm going to run that through and cut that. Let's just clean our plates down as there's bits everywhere. Honestly, just use a metal scraper and it just works so well. I'm getting that one close to the edge because obviously that's going to be the hardest one to cut. So let's just run that through and cut that one. I think you could use the past if you have them. I think like the pastels. I might mean pan pastels. I'm not sure what you mean there, Karen. Karen said I think you could use the past. Oh, you could use the paste if you have them instead of alcohol markers. The paste would be fab with those. It really would. So let's just take these off. And you'll see that rim has cut. And I've cut obviously the wrong piece because I'm an idiot. Because I don't want the rim cut. I wanted the main body cut. Oh, sorry guys. I thought you could use tissue paper. That's a lovely idea as well. There's so much. The dragonfly and the butterfly in that bundle is so good. So I've got this wrong because we all do it, to be fair. So I needed to cut the acetate of the solid one, not the rim, because what I've got now is an acetate rim, and that's not going to do anything at all, is it? So let's just find, now where did I put there? No, it isn't. Make sure I've got, oh, there it is, I put it back. So let's take a little bit more of our Kaleido acetate and cut it right. And I need a solid one in the acetate, not the rim. So ignore what I did. So I'm just going to put that down and cut it. So this is coming through. Karen says the silly phone is doing its own thing. Oh, I have that. I've had to reset my phone today and all sorts of things. Technology is great when it works, but it doesn't work as often as we'd quite like it to, does it? So there I get a perfect acetate piece, which just adds the front onto the jar. So what I want to do is, first of all, take my die onto my rim piece. Oh, what's that? Debbie Smith says, love watching these demos. When I make mistakes, I don't feel so bad. We all do it. We all do it. First thing I ever did on telly was I made a mistake and got it completely wrong. So I'm just going to grab one of our blending brushes and the Barley Blue VersaFine Clay, so a light blue, and just go over there. And while I've got the ink out, I'll do the next bit. And it adds that little bit of the screw on it. And all I want to do is just take the brush and just add a little bit around that rim. I always do this in the air. So I've got the colour looking right. Yeah. So that'll go into the spray box and we'll give that a spray. While I've got the ink out, I want to obviously make this look as if it's got water in it. So I'm going to take some more of the Barley Blue. And just pull it up. I'm not going all the way, but I'm letting it go all around the edges. And you'll see here, you can see where it's giving you like a light reflection in the die that's actually cut in there. It's so clever. And then I'm just going to clean up because I don't want to get everything else messy. So usual, a little bit of hand sanitizer. I should have used one of the A4 mats for that. That's what I normally do, but I get a bit thrown out. And Karen's giving the best advice I've heard for a long, long time. If you don't make mistakes, then you don't learn. You're right, Karen. So I'm just going to put that down. I'm going to put that on top so that I can see exactly where to stick the rim. And once I've got it lined up with the acetate right, then I've got the perfect little acetate place. So I can take then some of those leaves. So the beautiful dried leaves from that. And I can add those in. Yeah. I can then also, if I want to, add some little bits of glitter in, some little bits of crystal in or something. Can you imagine why I want to use this for Christmas? Carol Byers says, some of the best inventions were made because of mistakes. Do you know that Post-it notes were invented when a guy was trying to make a super strong super glue? And one of them came out, and it was literally like a removable glue, and no one had come up with that before. And that's where Post-it notes came from. It was a mistake, someone trying to make a really, really strong super glue, and they came up with Post-it notes instead. So always, mistakes always work. So here we go. So all I'm going to do now is I've put glue glaze all around the outside. So that it's sealed, but those bits are loose. But then I've got my leaves in there. And if I want to, I can add in, let's say I want to take this beautiful little spray here. Let's take that leaf off. I can just hopefully lift that up. Yeah, just. So delicate. And have those coming out of the top. Now, take this one. Again, I'm just tuck him in. Like you've got a little display of leaves. Butterfly would look nice on here. But again, really nice, beautiful little vase or little mason jug. And again, think about having candy canes and things like that in there for Christmas. There's so much you can do, but at $5.50 it is a brilliant bargain of a die. Let's cut, actually tell you what, let's do it on a card. I'm going to go with a simple 4x6. So I don't really even need to do anything else. I'm going to take a little bit more of the ink. And I'm just going to cloud that over. I don't need to do anything amazing or anything spectacular or use a stencil. And then we just place that little jar on. I think that's so sweet. I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on it. And do that. That would make a great fridge magnet too. What a fab idea, Anne. It really would. And all you have to do to make a fridge magnet like that is just cut out some of your thinnest magnetic sheet with it. Actually, I shouldn't say this because I get shouted at, but the ones that come in the Crafts 2 storage folders are really fine, so that they actually go it, so they don't create too much weight. They'd be perfect for doing this with. I'm going to let that come out of the top. But there we go. A perfect little, almost autumn card. We're getting towards autumn. But you could put beads in there or anything. And I've got to agree with what someone's just said there. Julie Tempton. Julie, you're right. We are our own worst critics. We really are. So, I can't believe I've managed to get 3 things done. Really, really simply. I will show you again now one of the easiest things to do. And that's using that beautiful sort of birds and blossom branch. And what I've got is, I've gone through and I've grabbed out leftover pieces of, basically I keep any piece I do. I have a drawer down here and I keep any piece I did, and any piece I do, and I keep them so that I can use them for projects. So I'm going to take that yellow, sort of yellow and green one, and then all I want to do is, so this is why I had the piece of black. I'm going to have to grab another piece of black now. Let's go into the magic scrap box. Always the best thing. Keep your scraps, use them, but don't you know, just die cut them. So here I'm going to take those beautiful birds and the branch. So I've got the branch. We're going to cut him. Carol says it's definitely like autumn here. It's freezing today and all the leaves are falling off the trees. It is bright green here. Although we're under a hose pipe ban, it is still really lush and green here in Sheffield. But all the blackberries are out. Literally all of them are out. Now you do get the leaves and the little flowers. I'm not going to use them on this one. I just want the branch and the birds. So I'm just going to cut those out because it just works so well. But look how suddenly that background almost sort of makes sense. And we've got our little birds. So let's pop them out. But how cool does that look? And I know you think, oh, well, there's a lot of background there. So one of the best things to do is to grab yourself just a piece. I've got a small circle here. Just a piece of cardboard. Look. When we just highlight a little bit of it. When we just show a little piece. Yeah. So, Michael, how much do we have to spend to get free postage? It's £20, Michael. As soon as you go over £20, you're not paying the £3.49 P&P. That's why it's crazy. That's why I always say add in a glue glaze or something, because it really does make a difference. They're £3.49. You might as well throw one of those in and have it for free, effectively. But yeah, it's over £20. After that, everything is sort of a little bit more. So I like that design, and I like the size of it. So I've got my circle there, because I was going to do a couple of different circles. But let's just do it. I've got a piece here I'm cutting to 5 by 5. I'm going to go into my press cut. This is how I keep things while I'm using all the time. Go into there, grab out my press cut circles. Just take one that I think's about right. Put it in that bottom left-hand corner. Actually, I'm going to go in the top right, top left. Yeah, take that down and just cut that out. Okay, you see, I'm making from scratch 4 cards here. So all I'm going to do is now arrange these on. I'm going to use glue glaze to stick them down. So roughly, if you want to be accurate, take your card, put it against your paper where you want it, draw a circle and stuff, but you don't have to. Ooh, what's Susan Mickelbach doing that sounds delicious? I love to know people's recipes. But I'm going to go with serendipity and let that make the decision for me of wherever it falls. So again, a little bit of glue glaze on. We'll have one of them sat on the branch and the other one flying in to see them. There we go. And then I can just see exactly where I want that to be. I love that. So let's put a sentiment on. I'm going to go with Scent with Love because I think that's right. And again, we've used black, so we can stamp in black. So let's put that one down. Pick it up. A little bit of black ink. And stamp it first. We're making crumbles. Oh, see, I'm not a fruity person, so I'm not a massively crumble fan. I used to make them when I had a restaurant. It used to be really, really popular to make an apple and blackberry one, but yeah, it's not something I particularly like. So that's very bad of me. I'm very sorry, but you know, we all like different things. So a little bit of foam tape. Ooh, just skimmed that. Do we just skim this one? Just about. Perfect. Put a little bit there to support that circle. Oh, Karen says on the news, they said that some pumpkins are already ready. Pumpkins shouldn't be ready for like at least another 4 weeks, should they? Towards the end of September, so you can buy them through October. So again, just going. Glue eraser, take any marks off. Find the bit of the design you like, which I like that bit. Put it down. Trim out your excess. But we've taken effectively a scrap piece of black and a scrap piece of white almost, and a background we'd done and just worked with it, which just works so well. And this, like I said, this die is just £4. That's what's so crazy. So I will matte and layer that onto black. I will make some of these up and send photos out tomorrow because I usually do. But we are quickly running out of time. Crazy, isn't it? So there you go. Oh, it's pretty. So we've made quite a lot tonight. I'm going to run through what we've had. We've had that beautiful bundle. The best bargain of the night, really. £9.99, which gets you that floral ring that we used first, along with the butterfly and the dragonfly. Yeah. We've then got that second bundle, which I didn't even get a chance to use, the gorgeous corner and that border strip. Really nice. I've got bits cut here behind me ready to use for that and not done anything with them. So we've got those. Then you can get hold of those birds that I've literally just used. Absolutely beautiful, just £4. So remember, if you put them together, so if you actually had the 2 bundles and either the bird or the jar, that would take you over the £20 to get you the free P&P. And you're getting at least 40, if not £45 worth of dies sent for, to your house for literally just over £20. Or you can get the jar that we made that beautiful autumnal card with for just £5.50. So it is crazy. So what would it be? £9.99 plus £7 would be 17. If you have the birds at 4, that would be 21. So £21 would get you the 5 die sets and sent to your house free. I've got to save those beautiful things from our Love Heart. Those leaves, they are gorgeous. But thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you can join me. We won't be back on Saturday. So there's no Saturday Night Live this week. We're back on Sunday with a brand new launch of the last 2 John Next Door Christmas dies of this year so far. Really, chapter 1. If we go with chapter 2, we may not, so it may just be that. So it's the beautiful stockings and the beautiful slimline berry branch, which is really pretty. So please, if you can, join me at 6 o'clock on Sunday night, right here on YouTube and right here on the Art of Craft Facebook. And if you want an extra hour of demos, or you might get half an hour or 40 minutes, because I think I might have to rearrange the craft cave to get into the tumble dryer, then join me in 5 minutes time over on John Next Door Official for Craft Cave Live. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.